Welcome. My name is Martin Kleindl, and I'm responsible for Alice Fashion and Replenishment at Alice Retail.
In this video, I will talk about the brand new replenishment control data list and how this functionality can help you reducing data maintenance, effort, and cost. The replenishment control data list is a new functionality to maintain replenishment related parameters for items and item store records. It can be found in replenishment, general, tasks, replenishment control data list. The replenishment control data list shows you the items in a list form where you have here the replenishment related parameters. It shows you the replenishment item store records, which is store or variant specific parameters, and you can also see the item distribution in which stores or store groups the item should be replenished to. Furthermore, we have a fact box, and in this fact box you see information for this item. For example, here this out of stock days, where you can look up in which stores this item is currently out of stock and also for how many days it's there out of stock. The page comes with an intelligent ribbon. So this ribbon adjusts to the replenishment calculation type. So for stock levels, those functions are relevant for that item, but if we change to average usage, then the system will propose different functionality in the ribbon. So the ribbon always follows the replenishment calculation method of the item. So, but how do we work with that page? The first and most important thing here is that it's very easy to customize this page. At the moment we see a lot of parameters, but when we work with different calculation types, then we want to see different fields. And this is something we can set up here in this active fields. If we, for example, choose stock level, then the system will just show us fields that are relevant for that calculation method. If we change this to average usage, then we will see a different set of fields that we can set up in the item list, but also the same for our replenishment item store records, where we see those fields. So how is this defined? This is not hard-coded. This is something that you can set up. In this visible field setup, you can define which fields from different groups should be shown when you select this view code. So for average usage, we have the variant code active from date, the multiples, and also the coverage periods. But if we have a look at the stock level, then we can see that we have the reorder point, maximum inventory, and also the multiples here. So it's very easy for you to adjust the setting here or create new views. You don't need to start from scratch. This page comes with a functionality that's called set default values. This will create all those predefined views already for you, and then you can adjust it from there. The second thing that's done here is that we have some predefined filters. So in this page it's possible to save current filters and then reuse those filters. So if I change, for example, here this active filter, I could create a new filter, and this filter could be based on the vendor number. So if I apply a filter here to this value, and let's say I want to work on the items for that vendor today, but also the other day, so it would be handy to have this filter stored. So I can say save current filter. Okay, this is a filter for a vendor, so there's a vendor filter for that number, and now if I confirm, then this filter is saved. So from now on I can look up the saved filters, and you see here is the newly created filter, so I can of course use all the other stored filters that we have in here. Those filters can be related to a view, and this is what happens when we select, for example, the stock level page. then it will automatically filter on the items that have the calculation type stock level, because it does not make sense to show the calculation methods for that view. And this is defined here at the view definition. We have a field called default filter, and when you select the view for stock levels, it will automatically filter your items that they only see stock level calculated items. So this is how we can adjust this page, the look and feel. But now let's have a look how we can maintain data here. So of course, what we can do, we can work here in the list view and overwrite the values in the lines. But what we did here, since in replenishment we very often work with mass data, so we need to update multiple lines at once, is the possibility to do that. So you can select multiple lines, set them to marked, so the check mark here is changed, and now we can tell the system that whenever we do an update, it should apply to all the marked lines. So when I now change this 10 to, let's say, 15, the system will inform me if this is more than 3 records that should be updated, if I want to do that change, and if I confirm that, then you see it updates all the lines at once. I can do this for multiple fields. So if I change this to 20, to 60, 10, and this also to 10, then this change can be done at once and rolled out to all the marked lines. I remove the marks. This is an extreme powerful functionality, so we can easily update parameters for a group of items. We can do this for marked lines, but also for the filtered lines. So we can reuse our saved filters, change the update rule to filtered lines, and then update a group of items just by changing one parameters. Another functionality here is the inherited update. And the inherited update means that when we change a value for the item, that we want to update the same parameter in the replenishment item store records. To do that, we need to change the item store record update rule to update. And then when we change the value here, for example, for this milk item, then we see that the replenishment item store records have been updated for that item as well. And since we had the filtered lines update rule also in place, this was done also for the items in here. So you can combine a group mass update also with the inherited update, and this makes this extremely powerful. But now let's have a look at the replenishment item store records, because it can be cumbersome to create those item store records if you have a lot of stores. And we have introduced a new functionality. It's the add location variant functionality. So when you press this button, the system will propose you a list of all the available locations. So we can filter that down to locations that are active for replenishment, and then we can either manually activate those, or we can use the select deselect functionality, or we can of course further narrow that down with filters. When we are fine with that list, then we confirm that, and there is a worksheet that needs another confirmation, and then all the replenishment item store records are created. But what for items that have also a variant framework, like this Linda skirt? So if we call that functionality, then we will get the possibilities to select locations here on the left side. So let's say we select our 2 fashion stores, and then for the variants we want just to select 2 colors. So it should be the color black, and we select all, and then we select the color red, and we select all. So now we have created all those combinations. So if I show all here, then I see that there are some selection check marks activated, some are not. So when I confirm my selection, then I still have the possibility to fine-tune that. So for example, the large sizes 46, I don't want to have them, so I just manually exclude them. And also for the other color, and for 44 I just want to have black and not the red one. So I can really fine-tune, and when I create the item store records, then I will get exactly the result that I've selected in here. And the mass update here works the same way. So if I select the update rule to marked lines for the replenishment item store records and just mark some lines here, then of course I can easily change this to a different value. So the powerful method that we have seen for the items also works here for the item store records. So summing this up, it's an extremely powerful tool when it comes to updates for multiple items, either marked or filtered. And it also provides some excellent functionality to help you in the creation of item store records for variants and locations, or a combination of both. The replenishment control data list will help you to gain a better overview by providing a customizable page which shows all relevant information. Saving and reusing filters speeds up your daily work. Maintenance is much easier than before with the mass updates and inheritance from items to item store records. And finally, with the new function to create item store records and item distribution entries, you can further speed up your data management processes. I strongly believe that this new functionality will help you a lot in improving your day-to-day work and saves you time and money.
Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to learn more or how LS Retail can help you improving your business, contact our sales team, our consultants, or me at martin.kleindl@lsretail.com. Thank you very much and goodbye.